offer, for any type of Hickory Creek program or logo or signage as well to be there. Knowing that it's not distracting, it's not right on the street.
And what kind of material is that it's on there when you put that in? Is that an insert that's made out of?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's a 3/4 inch MDO. What the material of the actual sign would be.
And what's the material the frame is made of? Is it metal or?
It's aluminum.
It's aluminum.
Okay.
We've already had quite a few inquiries about it, and interest in the community, but we're traction.
May I ask, what is, in the ordinance, what is the criteria for off-site? To me, this looks like it's on-site, right? I guess, what is the difference there?
Well, it's advertising, these are businesses that are not right there. The
Exactly.
businesses,
Yeah.
the sign is on their property, but they're advertising for businesses that are away from that
But
site.
if they were to advertise only that are on that pad site, or that one owner that owns all the strip malls, would that still be considered off-site, or? I don't know. It's a
It's
difference.
got to be your property and advertise your business only, if it's anything else on that property that's considered offsite.
Yeah.
So she can move forward with the sign only for her car wash. So really what we're talking about is the ability to put others on.
Exactly.
Thank you, just wanted to make sure I
Yeah,
understood
exactly.
correctly.
Yeah, and as far as the ability to ask for exceptions to that, in section 3.08.004, it's around just to ensure that the signage has, is not a low visual quality, then the council might be able to see variance to that. So we just wanted to provide an
Sure.
example of what it would look like.
So this location that we're looking at looks like it's already installed.
Yes, sir, that's in Justin, Texas, at our other car wash.
Okay.
The sign frame is already installed at the current location.
That was my
Correct.
question, I guess.
Yes.
Which I kind of like that location as opposed to being in front of the street, only coming from the Walmart
Right.
parking lot, which you actually see that, I guess.
So what happened? You wanted to put this up and then y'all found out that,
Yes, sir.
okay, I won't say anything else.
So you're apologizing for that oversight, and we've done all the proper building permits since then.
Fair enough.
Small oversight.
Did you have to go through this in Justin?
No, sir, we did not.
So their ordinance is different?
Correct.
Okay, discussion amongst the council, or questions for folks?
Thank you, sir.
Behind that area there, if somebody's not familiar, that's actually the detention pond.
Kind of dresses up the pond.
Does aluminum stay the same color, or do y'all paint that?
It's gonna stay the same, it's non,
It shouldn't weatherize or corrode or anything.
No rust or anything like that, that's kind of why I chose aluminum, it's just maintenance free.
Gotcha.
What's the time frame on the advertisements that you're selling? 2 years,
6 months.
Or 2 year.
6 months to a year? How much are they paying for that?
So one current square, and there's 12 squares available, but one current square is starting out at $45 a month. So it's, I always say it's less than a cup of coffee for the car washes for all the people that come through and see.
And is this to only advertise businesses in Hickory Creek, or will you be advertising businesses elsewhere?
Well, that's a good point. We don't have any hard and fast rules unless you would instill those upon us. So far, the feedback we've gotten from inquiries have been local businesses. And as you see in Justin, it's all been local businesses as well.
That was one question I had, so you don't have any kind of regulations of who can advertise on the sign?
We haven't thus far. Obviously, we wouldn't want it to be enforced.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But when you say local, it could be not necessarily Hickory Creek, it could be a Lake Dallas business, it could be a Corinth business, it could be a
Sure.
Shady Shore.
Sure, it would just be any business that is interested in reaching our community members here, that want to advertise it.
So on the photo that we have that actually shows the advertisements for Carnival Painting and the heating and air company, I only see half of it. Is that just my view? How many total advertisements? So you're looking at 4 to 6 different, okay. So we're not talking about a whole set,
Well, and
Well,
right
it
now,
could be.
depending on the size. So here you've got 1 medium, 2 mediums, and 3 smalls.
so it could be 3 to 9,
You're actually right.
4 to 12.
It could be 12 businesses, it could be 3 businesses, just depends on how many squares they would like to buy.
So
Could it not be 16? It's 4 across the bottom or 4 tall. If each per.
It's actually 3 across, it's 3 2x2s.
What's
Three.
the bottom?
So are these not individual?
Yeah, those are individual, but,
The way it lays out, it's 3.
this is the part of the structure, it's 1, 2, 3.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, but those are just.
That's kind of confusing in the picture.
Yeah, I just couldn't tell if
I
you
know.
could sell those each individual.
Yeah,
Right,
no,
no,
square?
yeah, so,
That's a good question, it's not, it's 3 across. Yeah, we got it. Good.
Pictures.
Any questions? Thanks.
Actually, let me ask you one more question. I noticed there's for sale signs on the property as well. Is that true? Are you all trying to sell the property?
We have it advertised as real.
Okay. So that's both properties, right? That and Justin?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How does that affect your advertising in any way whatsoever?
Now that I
So
know,
the next owners would take that over and hopefully either keep it attractive or not, I guess.
right, I mean, it would convey to business. But it's, we've had car washes throughout the Metroplex, just because of the show.
Okay.
Thank you.
Discussion on this, council?
I guess I'll say that I'm all for small business and advertising and marketing is essential to any town. So I'm for the idea. I like the location. The structure itself brings to question what else in town is similar to this, and there really isn't anything. If you look across the street at Cornelius Center, there's a nice masonry marquee sign. If you look at our parks and most of the city signage, they're all Austin Stonehenge stone, whatever. I guess that's my only concern with it, is it just it sticks out because it would be our only sign that was just a window sign. But I don't have any problem with the content and the fact that we're inviting people to advertise or prefer for it to be Hickory Creek businesses. And I think there is a market for that, possibly request some revisions or some engineered stone marquee signs, or say if there's an option for that, or wrap it in stone at the bottom so you don't see the metal poles. And, I don't know, just a thought.
I guess for me, I have to ask myself, okay, if we grant this, then every other business that comes, if they want to do the same sign, we could end up with lots of these signs
Good.
in different, every business in town can, not every business, I mean, you could have, you could end up with 4 or 5 of these signs, on businesses. If you grant one, then you're kind of faced with the next company that comes along and asks for the same thing.
I agree, and I do appreciate the fact that they placed it in the rear and not the front of the property. So that would be one quality that we would have to, or qualifier, if we were to consider this in the future, is it on the main street? In this case, it's facing the parking lot.
Any other discussion?
I think the timing is good, considering the development and the experience in the future. I think advertising is good in terms of joining in with the development. I think it serves its purpose. As far as other people building these signs, this is a kind of unique setup, the way they have it. I don't know what anybody else would benefit from, since they don't they aren't close to a major center or a strip mall. There's one on either side of this. I just don't see a lot of signs going up in the future.
Well, I also have to ask myself, would one of our surrounding towns allow this with, I mean, what if this ended up all being no Hickory Creek advertising and it was all for other towns?
Have to be in Hickory Creek to see it.
Yeah.
And, I'm assuming that's something that we could request as well, is put in variances that they only accept Hickory Creek opportunities.
I guess I can understand everyone's concerns and input. I have the same kind of thing. I'm not afraid of trying to let them do it. The location's probably the best thing that's going for that situation, being it's already built. I would probably ask, number one, maybe to put some lots and stone on the bottom of it so it does appeal a little bit more to the town's standards. And then maybe number two, put a time frame on it, where it's 2 years, they come back and see us again. Knowing, I think Hickory Creek business is a big part of that too, I agree with that, but it's a different spot, it's a different location, and I think that's one reason I would probably move forward with it.
Okay, someone want to make a motion with either accept or deny, if you accept it, if you want to make the changes, and call for a vote from there.
I do, if you'll give me a moment to craft it. I'll give it a stab and I'll accept friendly amendments if you don't like it.
All right, Councilman Ward.
Let's see here. Move to grant an exception to Blue Wave Car Wash, 1045 Hickory Creek Boulevard, Hickory Creek, Texas, for the Hickory Creek Code of Ordinances, Chapter 3, Building Regulations, Article 3.08, Signs, Section 3.08.13A, including the following provisions for Mason Engineering to hide the aluminum frame and base, and require that only Town of Hickory Creek businesses be considered for advertising rental space.
We need a second before we get the minutes. I'll second that. And just add the caveat of maybe a time frame of 2 years to come back and ask the town for another extension for that if possible.
I would ask the council to consider, should we say exclusive Hickory Creek or Lake Cities?
Exclusive Hickory Creek.
Okay, well, we'll go with the first motion and vote, and then if it fails, then you can make a motion with Lake Cities included in it with the changes also.
I do accept the friendly amendment of the 2-year extension.
Okay,
To revisit, so it'll be a 2-year variance.
so Councilman Ward's made a motion.
Could we read back the motion?
Sure, absolutely. Consider an act granting an exception with the provision including Mason Engineering to hide the aluminum frame and base, require that only Town of Hickory Creek businesses have use for the rental, and the variance is only good for 2 years.
Councilman Ward's made a motion, second.
Second.
Councilman McKinney seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Item D5, consider an act requesting the City of Lake Dallas increase 2013 Lake City's Independence Day celebration contribution. Town budgeted $3,000 for yearly contribution. The City of Lake Dallas requested the increase to go to $4,000 for the upcoming July 4th fireworks.
Basically, we got a request to build over in Lake Dallas. This is for the 4th of July fireworks celebration. They have asked if we
When's the last time, Christie, you remember we seen an increase in that?
I think it was, I looked back,
6 years?
and I think it's 2008,
It's almost 6 years.
almost 6 years,
That's what I thought.
that we've been at 3,000.
And then this doesn't just go towards the fireworks, it goes to the, put on the whole show, over there, the bands, everything.
Do you have any idea how we stack up with the rest of the contributors in terms of,
Yes, Shady Shores, they contributed 1,000 last year, they're asking them to contribute 2,000. City of Corinth contributed 3,000 last year, the same as we did, and they're asking them to contribute 4,000.
At the Chamber of Commerce coffee here recently, she had mentioned that, brought it up, that it was coming up, and she made a statement that the cost would be nearly $25,000.
For the fireworks show
For the
only,
fireworks show,
it's 24,500.
24,000.
Yeah.
Discussion?
I can see where Lake Dallas is coming from, certainly they need the assistance. But fortunately, we are in a better situation than other towns to help out, I think. I think our citizens do see it from their front yards, from their parks, and from our parks, and all over it is a part of our community. Would have been nice to have another time of budget, but
Well, they've actually asked us before, and we've turned it down.
yes, we have.
In the past, so.
Do we get anything for this? I mean, does they put the town logo up there, put the town website anywhere?
VIP 10.
Usually have a banner hanging right there by the, whatever the name of that park is.
Soccer field.
Yeah,
Eager Creek considered a main sponsor or something for this?
yeah, it's got our emblem on there, sponsored by, it's got our big logo. At least they haven't in the past, I don't know about this year.
As long as they, no credit for it, releases and so forth, she includes.
As long as they give Eager Creek some mention, I'm happy with that. I don't mind helping sister towns. I think it's good to be a good neighbor to other towns. And yeah, I wish it was before budget time, but maybe next year we'll know if it doesn't go up again. If it's been 5 years, 6 years, I'd be okay with it.
Any other discussion? Entertained motion?
Mayor, I'd like to approve the request from the city of Lake Dallas to increase 2013 Lake City's Independence Day celebration contribution not to exceed 4,000.
Okay, Councilman Keyes made a motion, Councilman Clark seconds. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, moving on to E6. Consider an act on ordinance town of Hickory Creek, Texas, amending the town's code of ordinance, chapter 8, offense and nuisance, to add a new article 8.1 to be entitled general smoking regulations and to add prohibitions related thereto.
Okay, so this was on there last month as we discussed, and then this is just brought forward with the ordinance that was presented through Lance. And I got an email from Lance. My concern was that I thought we talked about this grandfathering in the current businesses that would be affected by this, and then waiting on that. I did not read that in there. I don't know if anyone else did or not, but I know I have a,
I saw it at the very end.
is it?
Item I-8 on page 6. The designated smoking area of food products, retail services, shows prior to the effective date of this ordinance, provided a designated smoking area equipped with a functional air purification system. This exception allowing such a smoking area shall expire on the 3rd anniversary, so it gives them 3 years.
Okay, so it's, okay.
So the only, if you don't mind, let's itemize out who this is going to affect, because I think it's only on IHOP, but then there was a discussion that IHOP had already have
IHOP
a
and
policy where they don't have their smoking.
IHOP and Texarkana Cattle have voluntarily done this already inside. Chili's is the only one, and they kind of go with what the city allows and doesn't allow. And this was brought up from honestly citizens, but the same thing, you know, it doesn't make sense to make Chili's go change their whole building when we know the highway's going to do something to them as well. So that's kind of the discussion that was brought forth, and that's what this ordinance says. Basically gives them 3 years from this. And moving forward, if anything changes within 3 years, obviously they come back to us. Hopefully Chili's can voluntarily do the same thing if they'd like to, if not, that's their choice. But outdoor, this is indoor only.
Yes, so an outdoor,
Outdoor patio.
whatever, the outdoor patio, Starbucks, the sign, except the way that it's read, it reads, it says within 20 feet of the entryway, the Sonic patio, that's a public area. And it's definitely within 20 feet of patio, or the entryway. So I think that might affect Sonic, if I'm understanding it
I
correctly.
think you're right.
Wouldn't it affect Starbucks the same way? They're still within 20 foot of both of their entry doors.
Yeah, even though they do have an enclosed area, that enclosed area is still within 20 feet of the main entryway.
Then they would have the 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris, you talk to Lance or anything else about this? Any other discussion, Lance?
Just the email that.
Any other discussion? Now we can take a motion on D6.
Just read the whole line there. Mayor, I'd like to approve item D6, consider or approve the ordinance of the town council of Hickory Creek, Texas, amending the town's code of ordinances, chapter 8, offenses and nuances, to add a new article 8.1 to be entitled General Smoking Regulations, and to add prohibitions related here thereto.
Okay, Councilman Kennedy made a motion, for a second.
I'll second.
Councilman Clark seconds, all in favor? Aye. Move on to D7. Sit.
Quick question. How do we need to notify businesses that we've taken this action? Do we need to send a letter from the town?
It's an ordinance that the building official will notify them. And we also have to publish it.
Okay.
Item D7, consider an act on the ordinance of town of Council of Hickory Creek, Texas, granting the Longport Electrical Delivery Company LLC, its successors and assigns an electric power franchise using present and future streets, alleys, and public property of the town of Hickory Creek. Is there a representative here? Did you have anything you want to present to us, or?
No, sir, I'd just like to make some comments.
Okay, just state your name and address, sir.
My name is Danny Hodges, I'm area manager for Encore Electric Delivery Office right down the street off of Harrison Road, Lake Dallas Service Center. And my comment is, the power franchise that we have served the town of Hickory Creek dates back to 1963, 50 years. And it was due to expire last quarter of this year. And I got with Roger, a couple of months ago, saying, this is coming down the pipe, and not knowing really how fast it would move or what kind of discussion there would be. He just asked that I send a draft of the documents that we use currently for this type of thing. We get a lot of supervision and regulation from the state of Texas now through the Public Utility Commissions, and a lot of our current franchises are pretty much standard. But at his direction, we got with the town attorney and the manager of our franchise department in our corporate office. And it listed me through the town attorney several times. And over the last month and a half, we addressed, I believe, all of his questions and concerns, concerning some language in a few key paragraphs, and all of those details were worked out to his satisfaction. And basically, he got back with Roger, and that's why we chose to bring it to you. It basically makes the new document a 20-year document rather than a 50-year document. We feel like the 20 is much more manageable for the town and also for us going forward. The right-of-way agreements are pretty straightforward as far as the only thing we're discussing is the use of the current rights-of-way, which we already occupy. And also go through the processes dictated by the town for any new planning for new subdivisions. And we've been working ongoing with your building inspections department, and also Roger and Christie, with some of the new developments that are taking place even today. You did receive an increase in franchise fees back in 2011 that amounted to about 5%. And I would think in the coming years, with all the development that's going on presently, that you'll see an increase in the actual take home for franchise payments in the next 2 months.
December.
Mayor, I did have one question, if you don't mind. I'm sorry. I was digging, trying to find a paragraph too. But is it standard for there to be one annual payment, or is it optional for quarterly franchise payments? I mean, we're making a decision here that's going to affect the town all the way to 2034.
We have franchises with other towns that go either way. Basically, we stayed with the same format since that, the way it's been currently been paid.
The last 50.
And it was the feeling that that was up for discussion, and the feedback that we got from your town attorney was that just leave it at that. So that's what we chose to do that, but we have payments that go on with this. I would just, one little caveat, most of the communities that receive quarterly payments are quite a bit larger. But that was discussed in the ongoing visits.
Well, by 2034, we might be quite a bit.
That's
We might double. Doubtful, but
I'm confident we'll get this.
just a thought, guys. The first payment's not due until December 1st of 2014, and I'll go through 2034. And I just didn't know if we're missing out on annual interest, or if there was something to be gained by moving it quarterly, or biannual.
Christie, what do you think? You do the accounts payable and receivables. What makes it easier for you?
I'd rather have one payment. We receive it in December, which is right, it's 3 months into our new budget year, so it's worked out great so far.
Okay. If it's not broken, no one fix it. So we're gonna.
You make a motion?
Sure. Mayor, make a motion to approve an ordinance of the town council of the town of Hickory Creek, Texas, granting to Encore Delivery Company LLC, its successors and assigns an electric power franchise to use the present and future streets, alleyways, highways, public utility easements, public ways, and public property in the town of Hickory Creek.
Councilman Carson, got a motion, have a second?
Second.
Councilman Kenny, seconds, all in favor? Moving on, D8, consider an act on a resolution by the town of Hickory Creek, Texas, approving and adopting the Schedule R and rate review mechanism for Atmos Energy Corporation Mid-Tex Division.
Can we do this for 30 minutes?
How you doing, sir?
Fine, how are you, sir?
Good. State your name and address.
My name is James Doyle, 106 North Bradshaw in Denton. I'm the area compliance manager for Atmos Energy. And our manager of public affairs couldn't attend this evening. She's had something coming up. She asked me if I could fill in for her, so that's why I'm here this evening. Try to help answer any questions or give you any information I can. So, about what we're discussing.
Okay. Did you get a chance to look over this?
Yes, I did, and I also confirmed with Lance, and he said that it was good.
Any other questions? Let me just check, see if there's any questions up here. Any questions? Anybody?
Says we need to take action on June 3rd, 2013, so guess we're out there.
It's gonna be an easy night for you. Okay, no questions, entertain a motion. Councilman Gordon?
I'd like to move on the resolution by the town of Hickory Creek, Texas, approving and adopting rate schedule RRM rate review mechanism for Atmos Energy Corporation and Tex Division.
Okay, Councilman Gordon made a motion, with a second.
Second.
Councilman, 3 seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Thanks for coming out, sir.
Thank you.
Item D9, consider an act on the resolution of the town council of Hickory Creek, Texas, accepting and approving the town secretary certification of the number of qualified signatures on a petition to award a local option election to legalize the sale of mixed beverages in restaurants by food and beverage certificate holder only.
As you all know, I was presented a petition to legalize the sales of mixed beverages in the restaurants. And what this does is it replaces the Unicard. They no longer will they have to do the Unicard. From what I understand, Brinker International hired this Texas local petition because every 3 days when someone comes in there, there's a lot of paperwork with the Unicard. So Brinker International hired this local auction company. They came in, they presented us with the correct paperwork, and they went out and got the signatures. And we will be calling the election next month, because you have to call the election 30 days after you receive the petition to the next council meeting. So they were 1 day ahead. It was tomorrow. So but we need to go ahead and verify the signatures, and what I did is I verified all the signatures, with the, Denton County voter registration.
These are signatures of folks here in Hickory Creek?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They've already got them all?
Yes.